Hi, welcome into the CBS 17 Digital Desk. I'm here with the Interfaith Food Shuttle, Robin Madison. So Robin, back to school, you guys have a couple different programs. One of them goes into the start of school, and that is the food truck. Tell me a little bit about this special program you guys have.
Right, thank you. Thanks for having me here today. So we have a food truck, and we call it the Mobile Tastiness Machine.
Which I love, by
which
the
is
way.
great, which is the MTM. So we call it the MTM for short. So it's our mission statement is pioneering innovative, transformative solutions to end hunger in our community. And what is more innovative and transformative and cool than a food truck? So a lot of our programs evolve around when kids are in school and how we can get food to them there.
Sure.
In the summer, it's not as easy to do. So one of the things we came up with is the MTM. So the MTM is filled up with the delicious hot meals. It always includes whatever the hot meal is and a side. It always includes a tall salad and some fruit as well. And it gets loaded up, and it is scheduled for 3 different nights per the week.
Okay.
And we go out into a community, and they know they're coming. We have
Okay.
set schedules so that kids always know, and we just hand out meals from the truck. It is for anyone 18 and under can come
Okay.
up and get a meal from the truck.
So we did a story on this morning, and a special volunteer, and how he kind of related to these kids that were coming.
Right.
How do you guys advertise for that in getting volunteers? Is that tricky for you guys?
Getting volunteers actually is not that tricky. We love our volunteers. We have a lot of core volunteers. This particular volunteer opportunity is a little bit tricky because it can get really hot on the truck.
Sure.
I actually did it last week, and it was sweltering. But there is just nothing more rewarding. The nice thing about it is, the nice thing about it is that it does not require a lot of volunteers. The food is prepped in our kitchen by Chef Sunshine, and she puts everything together, and it's all prepped and ready to go. And so it goes onto the truck, and really it's up to, there's a driver and a volunteer, or maybe 2 volunteers, to serve it and hand it out. And then there's a big container of water and everything, and kind of a community area out front.
So you said this is in a couple of different neighborhoods.
Yep.
Where is it right now? I know there's 3 or 4 different locations.
There are three communities we go. Well, technically it's 4, because one of the communities, the truck basically parks between 2 housing developments.
Oh, okay.
Okay. They're apartment communities.
Okay.
So we rely upon advocacy groups. We rely upon social services organizations to get the information of where the need is the most. We're a food bank, but we don't have a pantry at our facility, so we go to the point of need. So this is our way of going to the point of need.
Sure. So another program that you guys have, and this is especially exciting for start of school, is Backpack Buddies.
Right.
Tell me about that.
Right, so Backpack Buddies is probably our most well-known program.
Okay.
And what Backpack Buddies does is sends a bag of foods. There's kids coming to school. Let's back it up a second. 1 in 5 kids in North Carolina is hungry, which is completely unacceptable. But we've got to we have to address that problem. So one way it's done is obviously with free and reduced lunch at school.
Sure.
Sometimes that's the only meal that those kids have. Is what they have at school. So our solution to that is a bag full of groceries that gets slipped into their backpack at the end of the school week, so that they have food for the weekend. Because can you imagine coming into school? Coming into school on Monday morning is tough anyway.
Right.
Can you imagine if you were doing that and you're hungry and you haven't eaten all weekend? So you can't focus. You're irritable. You may be disruptive. You may be emotional. All sorts of those things that all of us have when we're hungry. I'm just downright grumpy. And I forget and forgetful.
Sure.
So it's 6 meals, 2 snacks, milk, low-fat milk, and 100% juice.
Okay.
And so that's going to go home with them over the weekend. Now we hear from feedback that a lot of kids will use it to feed their families. You know, which is tough to hear. But we don't know who our recipients are.
I was just going to ask, how is that chosen?
So we rely upon the schools.
Okay.
We rely,
and
again,
they'll identify.
Right. They're going to identify who's in need, and they will tell us how many children they need, or how many backpacks they need, or how many kids they need to serve at that school.
Sure.
And we will do our best to fulfill that entire obligation for that school. Now, there are times when it's been maybe at 25, 30, 40, and they come up the next school year and they need more. And so we have to work to get the funds to be able to, and the volunteers to pack bags, to be able to rise to that challenge.
So I've got a picture up here for everyone to see. This is kind of what's in each backpack.
Right.
And you said a couple things of juice, low-fat milk.
Right. There's breakfast. There's snacks. They're usually things like granola bars. No sugary stuff. No Pop-Tarts. Breakfast is things like grits a lot of times, or oatmeal, but not with sugar added. Things that are, because you really want to do the best that you can by these children. We also make sure that we're really careful about not sending out cans that are dented or labels that are peeled, because we want these children to feel loved, and we want them to feel cared for. And so that, by any means, if we have something like that, that doesn't go to waste. It just gets used in one of our other programs, because these kids, we really want them to feel special.
So with Start of School, you've got, Backpack Buddies, you've got the food truck. What are some of needs you guys have? Volunteers, donations, what would help you guys kick school off and get these programs up and running?
All of those things. Volunteers, we're sending out at this point about 2,900 bags a week. So they've got to be assembled. The food comes in either via donations or purchased by us, and it has to be sorted. It has to be packed into the bags. It has to be delivered to the schools. So there's a lot of need for volunteers. There's also donations are wonderful. We are very strict, like I said, very strict about what goes into the bags. That does not mean if you put something in there that we don't use, it wouldn't be used. It just may not go into a backpack. It may go into one of the school pantries. It may be, or go into one of our other programs, like a mobile market, or into a grocery bag for seniors or something like that. We also, but honestly, I hate to say it sometimes because it sounds so cliche, but the best way you can help is with a monetary donation. We are a Feeding America food bank, and that enables us to purchase food at a really reduced level. So it really, we have a lot of buying power with that. We and we've got to operate those trucks and maintain those trucks and our warehouse. So that's really, honestly, the number one thing that we could ask from anyone. Would be a monetary donation.
And last questions before I let you go. You mentioned the food truck. Tell me details. When does that go until?
The end of September. It's 3 nights a week. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday right now. And you should be able to get a schedule from our website, foodshuttle.org. You can get all of this information at foodshuttle.org. And then Backpack Buddy starts in immediately as school starts up, and the school pantries start up immediately as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
You're
welcome.
For joining thank me. You.
And we'll have the links to all of this as well as on the interfaithfoodshuttle.org. We'll have this on our website at cbs17.com. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.